Hi, I'm Tammy Fontana with On the Family Counselling Centre Private Limited. Today I'm talking about 5 things you need to have or be in order to be successful at dating. And these are things that I help people to develop in order to get um, successful dating. So the 5 things are, the first one is you need to have true and sincere self-love and self-worth. I always tell my clients, if you think that you're bad or you don't think you're worthy, you will find people who agree with you. One of the common mistakes that I meet is people are still who have trauma and need therapy are looking to a romantic partner to validate themselves, to tell them that they're worthy. And this will never happen. When we're grown-ups, when we're adults, if we haven't completed that work and we don't know our self-worth, you will merely just find people who agree with you. So if you think you're not worthwhile, you'll find people who agree with you. A lot of people who need to do therapy and have a lot of trauma and emotional damage grew up in families where they weren't worthy, so they're unconsciously looking for a romantic partner to validate them. You cannot use dating this way. This is not the role of a romantic partner to validate you and give you what you didn't get in your childhood. This will only ensure nasty outcomes, lots of drama, and somebody who will probably treat you the way you view yourself. The second thing you need for successful dating is you need to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, if you're uncertain or you're still looking for somebody to tell you, this is where you're really likely to meet very scary and dangerous people who are more likely to control you, to be very manipulative heart. You really need to know who you are and what you like. You need to know that you're worthwhile. You need to be settled and okay, because the more you know who you are, then you can see who other people are. If you don't really know who you are, you won't be able to see who people are, and you will be trying things on in order to please people. And this will never turn out well and will again create lots of drama and attract the wrong kind of people. The third thing that you need for successful dating is a rich and full life. I always get very gross when I look, it produces a yucky feeling when I see these memes of saying, I'm looking for somebody to complete me or somebody to fulfill me. This is not the role of a human being to plug a hole in your life. That's your job. And this is, again, one of the things that I help people to develop. It takes a lot of time to develop a life. And unfortunately, a lot of people were not given these skills. So to develop a full and rich life means we have, what I call pillars. You have lots of interest, not just things you're doing to kill time, but things that actually fulfill you and sustain you and give you meaning that you wake up in the morning, you look forward to doing. And so it leaves you very little time actually to date. This is the third thing you need for successful dating. The fourth thing that you need for successful dating, which is the accumulation of the first three, is healthy boundaries. And this is something that I work a lot with my clients, because a lot of people don't understand boundaries. A lot of people think boundaries make people do things. Boundaries do not make people do things. Boundaries are the accumulation of who you are, of your self-worth. You know who you are, your rich and full life, and then you communicate your boundaries to people. You say, this is what I want. This is how I want to be treated. And the boundary is a package telling people who you are, and then you wait and see how people respond to you. Their response to you tells you about who they are and how they see you. It does not tell you about your self-worth. That's why you got to clean up number 1 and 2. But they help you to see who somebody is and whether or not to spend time with them. And this is a huge component of therapy, and it's the accumulation of the first three. Learning how boundaries are, to know your boundaries, and also to see other people's boundaries so that you can see who they are. A lot of people who have poor boundaries have a hard time seeing other people's boundaries. And this again will lead to lots of disappointment, hurt, being blindsided. And the fifth thing that you need for successful dating that I help people deal with is the ability to take care of yourself emotionally, financially, spiritually. You need to be able to take care of yourself. Um, and this way you can actually see a person. You can't be looking for somebody to fulfill you, to validate you, to tell you that you're worthy. You need to know all of that stuff already when you date. And this is, again, another thing that is the accumulation and what I help with people in therapy to get. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking you don't have any of these, or especially when I come to number 5 and you think, well, then what the heck is the point? That's exactly it. Another human being is a human being. There's no drama, there's no intensity. We share a life with somebody. Another person doesn't give us a life, they don't validate us. That is not the role of dating. That is not the role of a parent, of a partner. And if that's what you're looking for, that's why you're not having success in dating. You're actually looking for somebody to give you something that is not the role of a romantic partner. And these are the things that I help people learn how to heal, address, develop so that they can go out and find that healthy person. But to find a healthy person, you have to be healthy. Healthy people attract healthy people. Unhealthy people attract unhealthy people. It has to do with all of these 5 things I was talking about. If this is something that you would want help with, these are things I help with. My therapy is online. I do intensives and retreat in person. All my details are in the contact below. You can always reach out to learn how I might be able to help you. Thank you.